In Twilight of the Idols, the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche criticizes the philosophers that have gone before him. He lists the Greek philosophers primarily as egregious examples, and among the Greeks, he holds Socrates in contempt. In reference to Socrates, he lists two creatures that are similar, the Jew and Reynard the Fox. On Reynard, he says this as if this were universal to dialecticians, but clearly it refers only to Reynard. He says, "He enjoys as unpressed his own ferocity in the knife thrust of his syllogism. He avenges himself on the noble whom he fascinates. Man has, as a dialectician, a merciless tool in hand. You can become a tyrant. It is only by wins. The dialectician leaves it to his opponent to prove that he is no idiot. He makes furious, he makes at the same time helpless. The dialectician renders the intellect of his opponent." Who is this Reynard the Fox fellow? In order to find out, let us trace back from Nietzsche to the past. It is clear that Nietzsche's sources for Reynard was from Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who is from the same tradition as Johann Christoph Gottsched, Michel Rodange, and John Dryden. But where did they get the story of Reynard from? Their source was from Geoffrey Chaucer, William de Mado, Pierre de Saint Cloud, and Novatus. So where did they get the story? Well, I found a book from 1850 that says that the tale is based on an otherwise unknown 9th century Reynard of Lorraine, who was famous for his vulpine qualities. This book cites no source, and its author is listed as Quiet George, so I don't know about the veracity of this book. What I do know is that the stories of Reynard are either based on or come from the same tradition as the fables of Aesop, particularly the ones about foxes. Now, these stories of Aesop most definitely come from an earlier Indo-European tradition, as similar stories are found in the Indian Jataka tales and the Persian Hezar Afsan. If Reynard comes from the same tradition as these rather than from borrowing, then that means that the origins of Reynard the Fox go back prior to 3300 BC. For comparison, that is before the foundation of Egypt. The stories of Reynard are older than Egypt, let that sink in. Actually, since I mentioned the Proto-Indo-Europeans, I am now expecting Survive the Jive to release a Reynard the Fox video.
Even the lowest animal has a fear of death.
But what are the stories of Reynard, whom Nietzsche associates with the philosophy of Socrates? Well, I have a whole PDF of the history of Reynard the Fox, written by William Caxton in late Middle English. I won't read it here, because it's 44 chapters long. But to summarize, Reynard the Fox is, well, a fox, and an archetypal trickster figure. He is such a trickster, in fact, that if you search up trickster in Wikipedia, his face will be the first image you see. The story takes place in the Low Countries, which is ruled by King Noble the Lion. There are a bunch of other characters such as Isengrim the Wolf, Bruin the Bear, and Chanticleer the Cock. Also, speaking of Bruin the Bear, a tale of him and Reynard feature in Joseph Jacobs' Europa's Fairy Tale. You know someone means business when instead of Europe, someone says Europa. This is a very proud Aryan moment. But what is Reynard's philosophy? He makes a law for himself, refusing and not acting when he is forced to agree by a huge force and a great tension. Austerity moves to its strength by checking the will to power after its breaking point to turn that to its own edge. Bravery and defiance of unhappiness, free from all bonds, he obeys only his own law, unbending in obedience thereto. Oh, wait a minute, sorry about that, folks. While reading the Reynard cycle, I was also reading Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Must have mixed notes there for a second, let me just, wait, no, these are the right notes. Reynard is just a more intelligent, furry version of Nietzsche's Übermensch. So, why does Nietzsche complain about Reynard when they share the same philosophy? It's because Nietzsche always complains about shit, and then to show his better theory, says the exact same shit he was complaining about, but in different words. You could tell this by comparing Nietzsche's warrior philosophy with the Bible. Nietzsche somehow mistakes the Bible for teaching weakness. Where he gets this, I do not know. In fact, Reynard makes more intelligent critiques of Christianity. Instead of critiquing the Bible, he critiques the church, more specifically the Catholic Church, calling them loud and lousy, and very susceptible to corruption, words which ring true even to this day. Also, it doesn't really fit Nietzsche to dislike Reynard. For all these books, he's like, we need to go back to the based Aryan tradition. But as I've already pointed out, Reynard is already Indo-European, he's ancient, he woke so that Socrates can run. In fact, let me go back to that Socrates thing from the beginning. He's in the thumbnail for a reason. He avenges himself on the noble whom he fascinates. Who does this apply to? Is it Reynard or Socrates? Well, Reynard on many occasions disrespected the aristocrats, and Socrates literally had dialogues with those noblemen. How in this whole paragraph does he accidentally talk about Reynard and says nothing about the man whom he's talking about? I would rather be on the side of the ancients than the side of a 19th century nihilistic incel. Wait, what was this video supposed to be about? Oh yeah, the Fox. Interesting character. Provides the basis for Roald Dahl's Fantastic Mr. Fox. I like the book more than the movie, just my personal preference, or at least that's what I would have said if Puffin Books didn't rewrite the book 1984 style and made Ash trans. I can't believe it took me 3 months to make this video. I went away for a brief while to deal with my mental health issues, and now, instead of a 100 subscriber special, this turns out to be a 200 subscriber special.
Alright, fucker, we're here to kill you.
Yeah.
Why?
Really? You have a gun pointed to your head and you ask why?
Yeah, you don't go, oh, let me live, or anything like that.
I'm apathetic towards my death.
Well, if you really want to know, some guy named Millen's son paid us to kill you.
Yeah, he said you were too much of an opposition to the Byzantine porn studio.
Okay, can I hire you?
Look, he has affiliations with Stolas, okay? If we don't kill you, Stolas will...
What are you doing?
Yeah, there are imps in my house, and I want you to make a deal with them.
Well, my good economic friend, what type of deal?
Who the fuck is this guy?
It's that radio demon, remember?
How the fuck did a fucking Earthling meet that guy?
Yuki?
Hey.
Shut up. I'm here to make a deal. Impish assassin. If you go kill that melon son fellow, I should give you another grimoire to go cross hell and earth with.
Really? Come on, Moxie, let's go kill that bastard.
So, you really have that grimoire?
Ha! No.
He was running from a cockroach, jumping up and down on the car, like he and was like he